Hi, we're going to do a global training related to a VA and a transcription of a physician order. The order was taken out of the mailbox. It was not processed. It was misplaced, and we found it a week later after the president had some decline in health. The first thing about processing physician orders is do not remove them from the mailboxes if you do not have the intent to process them. If you take them out and are not able to process them, please put them back in the mailbox to signify to your coworker that still needs to be processed. We lost the order for a week. We are not sure where it went, but once again, do not take orders out of the mailboxes for the units without the intent to process them. The second part of it is do not pass it on to the case manager to fix. You guys are all nurses. You have nursing judgment, nursing skills to complete orders, even if it's as simple as putting in a progress note stating you faxed back for clarification, did not implement the order immediately. You guys are all able to identify issues with orders. So if it comes down to that it doesn't have a doctor's signature, or it doesn't have a route, or it doesn't have a dose, these all need to be put in progress notes, passed on a report, and you need to address it with the doctor. To start going over physician orders, the orders can only be taken by licensed nurses staff. That means RNs or LPNs. It does not allow TMAs to process orders. The orders can be given by the MDs, the dentists, the physician assistants, or nurse practitioners. Orders are received by phone, medication verification, transfer sheets, or fax. All orders must include date and time. You need to select the appropriate communication method and point-click care. If there is no signature on the order, you can process it as a verbal or telephone order because it did come from the doctor. The other one thing is if you get these from Guardian, they have a electronically signed by. And so these are doctor's orders because they are electronically signed. So after determining everything is in place, you don't need a clarification. You transcribe the medication into the EMR. All medication orders and labs must contain a diagnosis. So if you get an order without a diagnosis, you do need to fax for the diagnosis for the medication. And when you do get a diagnosis, you need to update Caitlin by leaving a voicemail or an email. So that if you're an LPN on the cart and you get an order with a diagnosis that is not in the chart, you need to call Caitlin to add it. You can call pharmacy, fax pharmacy the order for medications, but you must send a copy of the order via fax to the pharmacy, no matter what. You make note on the 24-hour report sheet that you guys should be using each shift for a report, and then that stays in the communication book until the case managers feel like it can be removed. If there's a new order, it's very important to pass it on and report and where it is and where it is at and what's the status. If you haven't received the medication, you need to pass it on that you have not received the medication, so then it can be dealt with either by the oncoming nurse if you haven't dealt with it, or if in the morning, such as if it's overnight. Always check for allergies when taking an order. We've had some people that have codeine allergies that receive medications with codeine. We've had people that have Tylenol allergies and receive Tylenol. So that's even with PRNs, you need to check if the resident is able to use it. If when you get an order and the dose or has changed or it has DC'd, you need to remove it from the medication cart. You do not leave these in the medication cart. You put it in the meds to be destroyed, and if it's a narcotic, it needs to be destroyed immediately. You add the new med order to the care plan. That's one thing that you need to pass on reports. So then the case manager can add it to the care plans. And then you notify appropriate departments if it's not a med order, such as if it's a diet change, therapy order, or lab order. So if it's a diet change, you need to let dietary know. Therapy order, we need to let therapy know. And or lab, if you get a lab order, you need to call over to lab, get it on the schedule. For them to come the next following Tuesday or as soon as they are able to. You inform the resident of the orders if the resident understands. You call the family to inform them of the new order every time. Even if it's a Coumadin order to continue, they should still be updated. So then once again, it's very important to report to the oncoming nurse the new order so they are aware of medication changes, even if it's on the 24-hour report and in the EMR. It's nice to hear it verbally across the recorder. You sign off the order with your initials and date when you transcribe an order. So this is just the first step for the start of the physician orders. After you process the physician orders, you write a progress note. So then it triggers everybody to know that, hey, this person had a med change. We have an order template for orders. That will tell us who you called. If you don't write daughter, you write the name of the daughter you called. Or the family member. So then you have to pass, this is the only time you pass the order on to a second licensed nurse to double check your records. So they will be able to help clarify, help process the order, help make sure it's correct so neither of you guys get med errors. If the order is missing information, you need to contact MD via phone or fax for clarification. Make a progress note of the issue found, document it on the 24-hour report sheet, and pass off the information to the oncoming shift. And then even if you have questions, don't slide them under the door to the case manager. Do not leave them on their desk for the case manager to deal with. You need to use your nursing skills and process orders. And then even if we have questions, then we know who to contact to question about the order. If you have any questions, you need to contact me or a case manager. We're always happy to help. But this will be our global training to the VA filed on the 10th. Have a good day. Thank you.